Let's take a look at the chart for Bitcoin. Okay, so here's what we were looking at in my last video. We're on the 4-hour time frame right now, and we had support right here, support right here. We were watching this uptrend like this. We actually were targeting the previous resistance up here at around 41 or 51.8k. We came up, hit that target, and when we hit the target, we started trending down. We actually barely hit a wick there, so unless you had like a limit order there, you probably didn't even hit that. But we did hit the target that I was looking at. So we after that we came down, we started trending down. What I'm looking at now is we broke this trend line going to the upside right here. We broke it going down. Right now, the thing that I'm looking at, or the trend line, let's go ahead and delete everything pretty much because we hit the target. We hit the target and then we also broke that trend line going to the downside. So the thing I'm looking at now is if we do a trend line with this resistance and this resistance, let's do a trend line something like this. I think this is one of the main things I'm watching right now in the smaller time frame until we break this trend line going to the upside on the 4-hour. Then I'm going to be looking at lower levels or previous support levels. The other thing I was doing is setting up a Fibonacci retracement because, like I say, if we could break a trend line going to the downside, if we break an uptrend going to the downside, I'm going to start setting up Fibonacci retracement levels. So let's do a Fibonacci tool, drag from the bottom of the trend to the top of the trend, and that gives me some levels to watch. 38% level and the 50% level are my favorite ones to watch. And as you can see, we came up, hit that resistance, bounced on the 38% level pretty much perfectly. I didn't have a limit order here, but these are the levels that I'm going to be watching now until we break this trend line going to the upside. So let's see, we have this trend line. Let's put it back up, something like this, and it already looks like we're getting a little bit more resistance right now. So what I'll be looking at is the 38% level is 49.4k, the 50% level is 48.7k, and the 61% level is 47.9k. The other thing I was looking at is this level down here at around 48k is the previous support. So I'm looking at this level, and I mean in general these three levels, let's say. So until we break this trend line going to the upside, I'm going to be checking out these ones right here. And the other things that I'm kind of watching are if we switch over the daily time frame. Let's go ahead and delete everything and go to the daily real quick. We have this resistance right here and this resistance right here. Let's do a trend line going to the downside, something like this. And until we break this big downtrend going to the upside, then I don't know, I'm kind of just curious whether this is going to push us down in general. We came up, hit the target that I was looking at, and I was kind of curious if we were going to break through or if we're going to get rejected. It kind of looks like we're getting rejected, but we're going to still have to wait and see. Maybe it's going to take us a little bit of time before we can actually break through. I'm not sure yet if we're actually getting rejected right now, or if we're just kind of chilling in this area right here before we can break through. I think the next thing that I'll be looking at, maybe on the bigger time frame, is we have support right here and support right here. This is another thing we can kind of watch. It's kind of like a flattened out trend line. I mean, it's not as steep as this one that we had right here because we broke this one, but we do have support right here and support right here. Watching this little support line, maybe we're going to bounce in between these two areas right here before we can break out. So yeah, I think this might be a resistance area right here, and this might be our support. Maybe we're looking at some sort of triangle like that until we break to the upside or to the downside. Then we might be in this little area right here. If we switch back over the 4-hour time frame and then redo our Fibonacci retracement levels, maybe something like this. This is pretty much what I'll be looking at, something like this. The daily time frame, we have this little triangle pattern, and then on the 4-hour time frame, we have the Fibonacci retracement levels. I think I'm going to be paying attention more to the 4-hour time frame though. If we delete this stuff and then put this trend line going to the downside right here, this is going to be the main thing that I'll probably be watching. This chart right here with the Fibonacci retracement from the top to the bottom of the trend like that, and then this downtrend like this. If we break this downtrend going to the upside, then the next level that I'll be looking at is the previous top. So what we want to do, if we break that trend line going up, we're going to want to break this Fibonacci retracement box and break this previous high, get a higher high pretty much. Not exactly sure what's going to happen, if we're going to get rejected or if we're going to just take a little bit of time to be able to break through like this. But I'll be watching these Fibonacci retracement levels until we break this trend line going to the upside. In general, until we break out of this box, I'll kind of be looking at these levels. So yeah, let me know what you guys think. If you guys like Bitcoin, hit the thumbs up button. If you're new to technical analysis and trading view and looking at charts, check out this playlist right here. It's basically a rundown of how you can follow along with my videos. All right, I'll see you guys in the next one.